Hey guys, how you doing today? It's Andy Elliott. Today I'm going to talk about something that directly has to do with a lot of the way that salespeople perform. And I want to tell you who we can model and who we can mentor. Guys, success leaves clues. That's one of the biggest deals. As I watch successful people in this world, I always try to pick up on traits, on maybe habits, or things that they model that has helped make them extremely successful. I'll tell you, one of the things that I do out of any of my mentors that I watch in life, I always watch their habits, okay? And their success leaves us clues on how that we should act, feel, what we should watch, what we should be careful of. It's not always about what you learn. Sometimes it's about what you can avoid. So success leaves clues. I want to talk about something today specifically, and this is about looking at the circle of people around you for a second, okay? So I'm going to talk about the analogy of a frog. So if I went and got a bowl of water right now and I put the bowl on the stove and I cranked it on high and I got the bowl boiling. If I take a frog in boiling water and I throw the frog in the water, guess what happens? It immediately tries to jump out. That's just what happens. I'm telling you right now, when you walk into a negative environment, when you walk into a place that maybe has a bad atmosphere, you can smell it. You're like, man, this sucks. Guess what? You want out. But what if I take that water, and when I fill it up with water, it's just nice and lukewarm, okay? There's no heat on it yet or anything. If I take that frog and I put it inside the bowl of water, what happens? It'll swim around in it. And maybe you've started a dealership somewhere. Maybe you're working with someone, or maybe you have friends you're around that you started out in some nice water and you're swimming around. But guess what? As I turn the heat on, the water slowly starts to get warmer. And guess what eventually happens? The frog boils to death in the water, and it never even noticed that it was happening until it was too late. And guess what? That right there is the point of today, that success leaves clues. It's left clues that I've watched some of the most successful people, or people that, man, they've had potential beyond others. Man, it's like I see one guy over here, he's capable of bench pressing 500 pounds. And then I watch this guy over here, he's capable of bench pressing 100 pounds. And guess what? The guy over here that's capable of benching 500, he's benching 100 pounds. Guys, some people have so much potential. Some people have it in them. They have the drive, they have the willpower and the want to, but do you know what happens? They end up boiling in water of negativity, of not taking risks, of being around people that are playing it safe. And guess what happens? Since they never bet the farm, they never get anywhere in life. And then what happens is that in life, time's very precious. We end up wasting our time. So on the other end, do you have a girlfriend? Do you have somebody that, or maybe even if you're a woman, do you have a boyfriend, right? And you feel like you deserve to save some special energy when you go home for them. Well, I want to tell you this. This is some clues you'll get from successful people. That if you don't advance your skill and get better, you're never going to have more time. Okay, do you have children that you love? And then you vouch to your children that when you go to work, right? And you give it all you got, that you're giving it for them? But when you go to work, when I watch your 24-hour plan when you hit the office, do you really work 60 minutes in an hour in every hour that you work all day long that you're gone? I mean, think about it. When you leave your front porch and you leave your family and you go to work, are you giving it all you got? I'll tell you, most of you aren't. But if I asked you, a lot of you would raise your hand and say that you are. But if I recorded you and ran around and videoed you for a 24-hour, you'd be surprised at all the time that you give up. Successful people, the clues that they leave is that time is the most valuable thing to them. They're not interested in missing a memory. So do you know why? Since they don't want to miss a memory, do you know why they work so hard? It's because their why is 100 times bigger than others. So what happens is they end up doing things at 100x more than an average guy. Because they've decided, right, that they have habits, that they have traits, that they have things that they carry and do. And I want to talk about some of those traits right now. So you can get a pen and a piece of paper, or you can just mentally think about this. Is this you? So people who hang out with wusses, okay, let me explain what I mean here, become wusses. All right, So if you're hanging out with people that are constantly blaming other people on why they're not making it, they're blaming the dealership on why they're not making it, they're blaming the inventory, right? They're blaming the weather. Guys, I know it's cold. You can't blame the weather. Guys, in the cold, I've sold more cars than I've ever sold in my life in the snow. And guess what? Why others looked out the window with wusses surrounding them, whining about it. Some of you guys are there on the other end of this video, and I would say, hey, raise your hand if you want to make $250,000, $300,000 a year. And you know what? Most of you guys will raise your hand, but then when I say, okay, cool, step forward. I need you to get on a plane. I need you to fly to this place. I need you to go to this seminar, right? I need you to learn a skill that you don't know now, that no one else in your store knows. I need you to play at all the high levels that are critical to make the kind of money that you want to make. And then you're going to come as a student, you're going to go back home as a teacher, and you're going to build a name for yourself and change your life. I need you to do that. Go ahead and book your plane flight. Go ahead and set it up. Let's get out. You know what you're going to do? Nah. And you step back. And you wonder why you don't make it? Because you hang out with wusses. Okay? Risk takers. And I'm going to tell you this, there is no value of getting the approval of someone else on how you should live your life. Okay? There's no value of it. Asking someone else, hey man, do you think that I can make $300,000 a year? Guys, only you can answer that question. Do you have the willingness inside of you to do whatever it takes to make $300,000 a year? That's the answer. If the answer is yes, then yes, you do have what it takes. Now cross the line and come get the skill that your competition don't know, and then go back into the marketplace and crush it. Pay for your dreams, earn your dreams, receive your dreams. Okay? All right, hang out with people that are risk takers. Guys, I know who you are and you know who you are. And if this isn't you, I need you to audit your circle of friends you're around, and I need you to start going and hanging out with some people that are risk takers. There's people right now in the market today, right? That the minute something comes up that they can learn, you know what they do? They pass go immediately. They don't hesitate. Guess what? Hey, I've got a meeting, right? And this meeting is going to be about changing your life and making you 3 times more than what you'd make next year as long as you come to this meeting. And guess what you'll do? I'll set the meeting on purpose on your birthday. Ah, man, it's on my birthday. I can't go. What? I'll set it on a date that you have something that's important and you won't go. Do you know why? Because you're not willing to get uncomfortable and do what it takes. Guys, there's 365 days in a year. I live every day like it's my dang birthday. If somebody said something on my birthday and I tell my wife, I say, hey, baby, you know how we got 3 kids, right? And we've got each other and we're going to go to the beach this summer and have fun and do all that. Well, they've got something planned on my birthday where I can actually advance my skill. I've got an opportunity. I've got to take advantage of this. Okay? There's not many times in life where I can trade a small amount of money to make a big amount of money. And when that comes up, baby, I got to pass go. I do it for the family. You guys need to be thinking the same way on your end. All right. Hanging out with people that are negative. Guys, if you're hanging out with people that are negative and they don't want you to grow, you have to cut the cord and move on. It could be someone in your family. Guys, I watch Gary Vee a lot and I love him. And I'm telling you, some of the things that he says, it really hits home about stop caring about what other people think. Listen to me. If you want to get into sales, I would recommend jump in, subscribe to my videos, and start watching them. Get a month under your set, and then you need to find me and come to one of my conferences. When you do, I can literally take you, wrap my arms around you, and I can teach you X, Y, and Z that people in your store don't know. Guys, I've got a store right now, right? And they're literally selling 20 to 30 cars a month off Facebook, and then another 20 or 30 cars a month off Craigslist. Now, I want to tell you this. I teach them these little niches so they can go into the marketplace and kill it. I've got a store that's selling 50 cars a month, and now they're selling 120. Do you guys understand this? They were breaking even or maybe making 10,000 at 50 cars. Guys, what do you think they're making now at 100, 120? And do you know how much money they increased in expenses to get those other 70 deals? Only like $3,000. Dude, are you kidding me? I want to tell you this. There are niches in the marketplace that people don't know. And if you're on the other end of this camera and maybe you've been staring out the window and you're like, oh my gosh, man. Dude, I'll tell you, I can come to your conference, Andy. I can learn what you teach about that niche on Facebook and Craigslist, how to run it, how to live it, and guess what? You can go back into the dealership where you work at, and you can build a name for you. And you know a niche that no one else in your store knows how to do, and you do it. And you can write your own check, and they will pay you whatever you want. Do you know why? Because you know something that they don't know. Isn't that beautiful? You know, on the other end, you're probably sitting there thinking, man, I know a lot about the car business. I've been doing this for a long time. This guy's going to teach me something. You take that mindset, okay? And like I said, in my videos, I've got videos coming out where I show a little snapshot of my paycheck stub. And when you see a $75,000 in 1 month check selling cars, and you're making $10,000 to $15,000, I want you to understand this. Do you think that maybe I knew something that you don't know? And this isn't out of arrogance or cockiness. This is out of confidence. That you put a sign on your desk a long time ago that said, I stopped learning. I never did that. Guys, I'm so ate up, I'm so obsessed with the marketplace right now, and I watch these swings that every 6 months the marketplace is shifting. And as owners say, like lost, like what should we do next? What should we do next? The guys that follow me, they'll never be lost. In my best content, my best information, and my best skills, whenever I have these conferences, I only charge $997. That's it. Or you can pay 3 payments of $399 and I'll finance it for you. I really don't care because the money's nothing. You know what it's about? Changing your life and literally having an impact to take somebody that was here and move them to here. And then in 6 months from now, I can take and show you off. Guys, I got people that are 19 years old. When they walked into the dealership and they've been there for 3 months, right? Nobody believed in them. They believed in themselves. That's the only thing that mattered. And guess what? When their managers was like, hey, 8 or the gate, you're going to sell 8 cars or you're fired. They're living in that atmosphere. Guys, when I hire somebody, when I was a GM, it was my obligation, my duty, and my responsibility to personally train them so they could make it. Management is a direct reflection of their salespeople. Salespeople are a direct reflection of their management. Okay? Anytime you hear one or the other talking bad about one or the other, there's a broken system, and I promise you there's not a high leader in the place. You have to be in charge of your own life. You have to be the leader of your own life. And you have to realize that in this life, you have to self-educate to get ahead. So hanging out with people that are negative, telling you, oh, you want to self-educate? Man, just go get yourself a book. Guys, I'm going to tell you, I've heard that a million times. You know what a book will get you? Information. You know what go to a training seminar will do? And learning niches and physically going in and being next to somebody. When I've gone in, when I went to, so I'm in a mastermind seminar, right? Conference group. It's Dean Graciosi, right? And Tony Robbins. And I'll just let you guys in on this. I spend $2,500 a month, every single month, to stay in a group with these guys. Do you think I get to sit down and have a talk with Tony Robbins? No ways, dude. I've never met him. Have I been to his conferences? Yeah, 5 of them. I've never met him one time. But you know what? I take his information, and the difference between me watching him on YouTube and getting fired up for work and going and taking something and using it in the workplace and physically going to one of his seminars and understanding, damn, I see why he has these. Because in person, everything's different. And he doesn't put his best stuff out with his free content. No ways. When it comes to car sales training, I can take anybody, anytime, any place, anywhere. Even if you don't love selling, I can make you fall in love with selling. I can take you and teach you that after a seminar to go back and crush it. And I can literally take a man and I can make him a GM within 2 years. Do you know how? Well, I'll teach it at the seminar. It's real simple. And for the people that don't believe it, those are what you call skeptics. They're never going to make it, guys. And do you know why? Because they decided they're never going to make it. Stay away from them. They are the negative people. So if you felt like that was just you, that you were on the other end saying, I can't become a GM in 2 years, I don't know enough. Well, you're right. You damn sure can't. But those of you that believe you can, guess what? I want you. Whether you want to be the best salesman in the country, whether you want to make $300 grand a year or $1 million a year, or it doesn't matter, just be a six-figure earner and make $100 grand. I don't care, but I feel like it's impossible to make 6 figures a year and only make $100 grand after the seminar. That's impossible. When you go back to the marketplace, people are going to look at you so different. You're not even the same person. They're going to have to call you a different name because you're not the same dude when you return. But I'll share you this. Last thing, you don't know what you don't know. Until you go to something and you get outside of your dealership, the times in my life where I've learned the most are the times that I've left my dealership and I physically went to another place, a training center. And I sat down and I said, all right, man, I'm all yours. I've gotten uncomfortable. I got in an airplane. I got me a hotel. I'm here now. I'm in your conference room. I'm ready. Take me. And you know why? Because I want to go back home and I want to kill it. I want to triple my income. And each year I look for that. And do you know what? Every time that I did, I left and went back and did it. And now as I look when I'm older, I watch people, whether they're 18, 19 years old, 25, 30, 40, 55, it doesn't matter, all ages, men and women. And I literally watch them saying, oh man, I've got too much to do. Well, you don't want to trade time and money, but you want more time and money. It doesn't make sense. That's not how it works. Guys, be the 1% that raises their hand, takes action, and move forward. Okay, guys? So you don't know what you don't know. So what you don't know, you can't do anything with, and you can't make any more money. Guys, I want to tell you on the link below, there's a little conference. I'm taking 40 extra people remember this. I'm taking 80 people, 40 seats were already filled this weekend. I'm taking 40 more people. Click the link below, watch the 2-minute YouTube video. After you watch it, if you want in the conference, send me a text message, I'll call you. Let's change the game together, and I want to show you off in 6 months from now when you're killing it. I don't care who doesn't believe in you, I believe in you. Have a blessed day, guys.